Chapter 6533. Charlie really didn't understand why it was a man who went on stage to compete against Aoshue in the final of the women's group. Seeing that many people were cursing at him, Charlie asked a Chinese man beside him who was cursing, "Brother, do you know where this contestant came from?" The Chinese man cursed angrily. What the H3LL is his background? He is just a man who claims to have gender dysphoria. He said that he felt that he has been a girl since he was a child. But he was imprisoned in a male body. The key is that if he really had a S3X change operation and really became a man, we would have nothing to say, right? But this guy is really shameless. While participating in the women's competition, he said that he was taking drugs to suppress male hormones, saying that he wanted to use drugs to change his hormones and then change his gender through surgery. DMN, people believe this? Charlie couldn't help but say, that means that this buddy is a man from a physiological point of view. Yes, the man said indignantly. His body is a man's, but he feels that his soul is a woman. So he can participate in women's competitions. Where can I go to make sense? Charlie asked puzzledly, if it is so ridiculous. Why did the organizing committee of the event approve his registration? The man said, the organizing committee has to advocate for LGBT. So it thinks there is no problem, so they let him in. Then, the man said, there is something even more ridiculous. It is said that as long as you feel that you are a woman, you can go to the women's restroom. There are really all kinds of birds in the forest. Charlie couldn't help but sigh. I haven't paid much attention to this aspect. It feels magical. There are many magical things indeed. The man said indignantly. There is a great writer in the UK. You know the person who wrote Harry Potter, right? Charlie nodded. I know. What's wrong? The man said, she complained about this matter a few times and was collectively expelled by the actors of Harry Potter. A bunch of people who became famous because of her jumped up to accuse her. Do you think she is sick? As the old saying goes, you can't pick up the bowl to eat and put down the chopsticks to curse your mother, right? This is immoral. Charlie couldn't help but laugh twice. He had never experienced such a magical world until today. At this time, Haley, who was on the stage, was not affected at all by the boos from the audience. Instead, she proudly raised her right hand high, walked around the ring with a swagger, and then jumped in front of Aoshue for a while, looking at her with a strange smile on her face, with an expression that was completely sure of victory. Aoshue looked a little unhappy, but was very restrained and did not give any response to the other party. But Haley didn't know how to behave at all. Seeing that Aoshue was unmoved, she raised her fist in front of Aoshue, pretending to knock her out. The referee came on stage at this time, pushed Haley away, and signaled her to keep a distance from Aoshue. Haley seemed a little unconvinced and kept making faces at the referee. The audience saw her so jumpy and booed even more. However, Haley was very strong mentally, and no matter how loud the boos were, it didn't cause her any trouble.